kind of man calls his son Afro Samurai anyways? Name like that, you know his life story's not going to be a happy one. Shit. I'm surprised you turned out as well adjusted as you did.
Afro Samurai the video game was developed by Namco Bandai and released in 2009, and it is in fact the best anime video game ever made. It has a simple yet addictive combat system which has just enough depth to not be considered, too button mashy. It pretty much follows the anime story bar for bar, except for the ending, which may or may not be as good as the anime's ending. I don't know. They try to go for this No Country for Old Men type of ending versus the actual anime's ending, which is much more mystical. It's different, but it's pretty good. It's weird. It allows the game to kind of be its own experience, even though it kind of is just following the story bar for bar. The entire voice cast shows up to do their roles. They're amazing. Samuel L. Jackson as Ninja is some of the best shit talking I've ever seen in a video game. This nigga is fucking hilarious.
Thinking about your pops, huh? Which part? The head or the body? I'm just saying, if every woman I stuck my dick into died a few hours later, man, I put that shit on my resume. Then would that go under skills or other interests?
Only action he's been getting is his ass kicked.
You are about to get your ass kicked.
Later, your bony ass over here. I don't know what terrible shit you did in some past life, but karma is all up in your guts like a motherfucker. You notice nobody ever fucks with me? That's cause I don't antagonize people. It's not your fault. There's something about your face makes people want to cut it off.
The game went for a cel-shaded anime type art style, so even though this game was released over 10 years ago, fuck, that is just depressing saying that shit. It still looks pretty fucking good. It still looks pretty good. It looks like if somebody was like this released in 2015 versus 2009, I believe them. The game even has half decent fucking platforming in it, which was not what I remembered nor was expecting from this game. Now it is wonky and a little bit weird because sometimes Afro Samurai has a wide jump arc and sometimes he has a shallow jump arc. Sometimes he jumps straight up and down. Sometimes he'll jump forward. It works. It's not broken enough for me to say that it's bad, but it's also not refined enough for me to say that it's good. So it's decent. Sometimes he might jump into the future, sometimes he can run up a wall, sometimes he won't. But at the very least, when you actually do fall, it quickly sends you back to the previous platform you were on. So it's not too annoying. And they had some good ideas going for it, like the wall running, the perching, all that stuff. All that was it was just a series of cool ideas not done to the best of their ability. So it's decent. And at the very least, for this game, it just looks like there was an actual idea, there was actual effort put into it, because at the very fucking least, it's not another goddamn arena fighter or gacha game. Holy shit. There are other genres of game, my nigga. Every anime game released recently seems to be just another goddamn Ultimate Ninja Storm clone. Oh, new My Hero game. Nah, it's just Ultimate Ninja Storm with heroes. Oh look, One Punch Ultimate Ninja Storm with heroes. Again. Oh shit, a Demon Slayer game. I wonder what's that gonna be? Oh, it's Ultimate Ninja Storm but with swords. I'm so excited. And you don't just have to take the mangaka's sketchbook and throw it into a goddamn slot machine either. Anyway, the final thing that makes this game really, really good in my opinion is the music. Holy shit, it was all produced by the RZA himself from Wu-Tang Clan. Oh my god, even as soon as starting the prologue, man, when that first beat kicks in. You already know some shit's going down. Dude, each level has 3 or 4 beats in it, and they all switch up as the tone switch and shit. And then you get to the Damio story, and it's a lot more slow until you get to the first showdown, and it's all intense. because like they're trying to tell you that this character was built different and all sorts of shit like that.
Didn't know I hit you, stick 'em with against you, hit 'em up, giving them jujitsu, pistol weapon with an issue, spit in front of tissue, need your homer like I miss you.
Get to the boss fight, and that song is just intense, and it's completely different. It's like the perfect mismatch of hip hop and jazz and Japanese like folk music and whatever.
I walk alone, solo soldier, my third eye telling me the enemy's getting closer. I won't stop until justice is done and this life is over.
The school invasion has like this constant sense of urgency. Even when like nothing's happening, you feel like you need to be doing something important at that moment. It's just, oh, it's all so good.
We'll go unanswered.
We can't mention the Afro Samurai soundtrack without talking about When the Smoke Clears, bro. I was playing that song without even knowing what Afro Samurai was. That shit, When the Smoke Clears is so, whew!
My name is Takamori, and I am here to relieve you of that headband.
No falling back, all they happens, I'm back up all they shack, and it's still sweat is spoken if we open the scap. Inside he doesn't care without sparing a life. Shit. A million against him, a fair fight, and tear right through the ambush. Which man withstanding him when the knife then gets stabbed and sliced like a sandwich. Or a bandage, wrap your atoms out. Took the sword out and then I stab you with a handle.
However, even with all that said, the most important part about this game is the combat. So, to keep it simple, you have your quick attacks, which are much more pinpointed and faster, and then you have your heavy attacks, which are not only heavier, but also hit more enemies on the screen, but they are significantly slower than your quick attacks. But then you also have this other move, which are your kicks. You have kicks in this game, which are kind of like the guns from Bayonetta and Devil May Cry, except unlike in those games, the kicks actually do damage. But they also serve as combo extenders. Now, combos are actually important in this game because you have to charge your focus gauge. Now, you may be wondering, hey, T1, I don't see a damn focus gauge. Where is it at? Wait, what? Are you stupid? Are you delusional? What are you talking about, dog? Now, while both of those things may be true, there is a focus gauge. It's just represented by that little pendant thing. That thing right there around Afro Samurai's sword. Yeah, that's the focus meter. When the pendant is white, you have your first focus gauge, which allows you to slow down time and potentially take out an enemy in one strike. Thing is, you can only hit one enemy, and you can also get hit while in this mode, so it's kind of like a give or take, like a risk reward type shit. But then, if you fully charge up your focus gauge and you get the glistening pendant, then you can enter ultimate focus, which pretty much just lets you completely stop time and just murder everything on screen. Like, this move is so broken, it can even be used on like mini bosses and shit and completely undo the encounter as a whole, because you can just murder them all in one strike, which is pretty fucking cool. Really makes you feel like a nigga with a katana, you know what I'm saying? There are also unlockable moves in this game. Eventually, you unlock the Parry, which is also fucking broken. Just because this is the best anime game does not mean that it is flawless. In fact, like most anime games, this game's wonky as hell. The window of time you have to do that fucking parry is ridiculous, and it kind of undermines a good portion of the boss fights, at least in the first half of the game. Because you can kind of just spam the R1 button and you just become an automatic parry god. But from there, you also unlock another move, which is called the perch, which will allow you to take out an enemy with one strike or throw them, which kind of becomes important as the game moves on. As you continue to level up and continue to do more and more of the story, you get more and more moves, you get cooler and cooler until eventually you become the overpowered Afro Samurai at the end of the game, which is like what he becomes in the anime. So, you know, that's cool. There are also these collectibles in the stages called mementos or whatever. I don't know exactly what they do because they're fucking impossible to find and I wasn't able to collect them all, so they probably help unlock the #1 headband mode, which is the hard mode of this game. Not like the game isn't already hard, because it is, at least after you get past the first half and do the first few boss fights. The difficulty curve spikes, and it spikes hard. Yeah, man, I just wanted to talk about this game real quick. It's a hell of a time. I really enjoyed it. It's cheap as shit right now. You could also emulate it. I didn't say that. You didn't hear that from me though. Yeah, you didn't hear that from me. But you can also emulate it if you really want to. I don't know. Dust off an old ass PS3. Spend $5 on the game. Chuck that shit in, or just emulate it if you really want to play it, because the emulator works completely fine. Just emulate it. You didn't hear that from me, but like, just emulate it. It's completely worth the time though. It is fun as hell. It is fun as hell. I'm fucking up this video. Anyways, I don't know. I got this video out before Black History Month ended.
I think the fuck not.
Let's go. Fucking niggas, baby. We out here. Bye.